best analogy to it.
Greeny, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, and on the ESPN app.
It's Friday night. This is the Blitz Scoreboard Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues. Here's your host, Brent Martineau.
Well, here we go again on a Friday night, week number 4 of the high school football season. It was a beautiful night out there. Good battle of the sunsets, by the way, if you play that game with me on social media. And we'll take you until 10 o'clock. And, hey, we're starting to figure this show out a little bit. We're going to have some fun today. A lot of pressure on Kuz, of course. He's along with me. Stuart Weber will join us. Marcel Robinson at our Game of the Week, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. That is Columbia and Trinity Christian, and it is 14-13. Trinity beating Columbia in a good one at halftime. So we'll basically be able to bring you much of the second half right here on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 and the Blitz Scoreboard Show. And then we hand off, of course, to the TV edition of the Friday Night Blitz. That's at 10:30 on Fox 30, a full slate of highlights ahead. So downstairs, the TV crew's working on that show. Up here in the radio studio, Kuz is getting it done. And you'll see Bowles and Creekside, I think all tied up at 14 right now in the second half. I was at that game. I'll tell you about it in just a bit. I was also at the Jackson-Wolfson game. It was all Jackson there. Let's get you up to date on the scores to start the show right away because we've got some good ones in. 36-8, Westside over Ed White. Westside beat Jackson last week, and Coach DeBose has it cooking in the fourth quarter against Ed White as Westside looks pretty good this high school football season. Sandalwood won big in its opener last week against Nice 35-0. A stiffer test today against Ribault, but they are leading in the fourth at last check, 27-20. North Florida Educational Institute down 21-0 to Seffner Christian. That one in the fourth. West Nassau losing to Bishop Kenny 30-21. West Nassau had the lead at halftime by 1. Bishop Kenny has been a second-half team all year long, and now they lead by 9. West Nassau in danger of losing 2 in a row. Buholtz over East Side, 51-0 right now in the fourth. Obviously, that one a running clock. How about the Providence Stallions against Monroe Day in the second half? It says 28-28, hanging around. We'll get an update on that one. That should have been a 6 o'clock start, so maybe it's a little deeper. Some of these scores might not be completely up to date, but we'll update them as we go along. You get the idea. Rains, running clock against Orange Park, 47-0. St. Augustine beating Bartram Trail 14-13. Stuart Weber was down at that game, and we'll have an update from him, and we'll update you on one of the biggest games in the area in St. Johns County. A lot of history in that Bartram Trail St. Augustine game. Oakleaf beating University Christian. Love that game right there locally. I love the matchup. 31-20, Oakleaf over UC. Nice beating Yulee 26-14. Nice trying to come back. Yulee beat Paxton last week. Big, having trouble, though, against Nice tonight. Matanzas beating Atlantic 52-0. Creekside and Bowles all tied up, as I mentioned. Camden County over Marietta up in southeast Georgia, 17-14. Sewanee beating Bradford 31-0. These aren't finals now. Fernandina Beach looking good again. Fernandina Beach having a nice season up on Stanton, 34-0. Expect a running clock in the second half. Inglewood trying to get a big win, 23-6 lead over Middleburg. And I think that is all the scores. No, we have some more. Ponte Vedra beating Menendez. They're up now 20-7. Again, some of these scores that we have on the scoreboard might be a little bit delayed as we await updates on them and to push them into the scoreboard. So hang tight on that. But again, you get the idea with some of the scores. Palatka losing 28-0 in that one. I mentioned Columbia and Trinity is a 14-13 game. Fleming Island 14-2 over Ridgeview at last check. Brantford over Bishop Snyder, 28-6. Charlton County up there in southeast Georgia losing to McIntosh, 22-7. Union County over Interlochen, 35-14. And that might be the update that we have. Oh, here we go. Lee and Mandarin. It looks like this one's gone final, 25-20, one of the best games of the day. And Jackson over Wolfson. I was at that one, 44-8. They jumped out to a 28-0 lead in the second quarter. Atlantic Coast over Terry Parker is the score 21-20, and it says final. So we've got some more scores for you here. Fletcher over Flagler Palm Coast 13-0. Oak Hall 38, Duval Charter 6. Harvest Community 52 over First Baptist 52-16. And wow, we keep going along. I think we'll get into the next week's schedule. So that's an update on the score right now. By the way, Columbia is winning. I think I might have said Trinity, but Columbia winning 14-13 in our Game of the Week, Honda of the Avenues Game of the Week. So that's the scores early on. We've got some good games out there. Keeping an eye on Bowles Creekside tied up in the second half. Second half about to begin with Trinity and Columbia. We'll keep an eye on that one. Bartram Trail and St. Augustine in a close one, 1-point game. And if it did go final, which I think it did because it's a 6 o'clock start, Lee beat Mandarin 25-20. Stuart Weber was at a couple of those games. We'll get his thoughts on those coming up here tonight. We call it the Blitz Scoreboard Show. We just gave you some of the scores. Let's talk about some of the action. There's some big games all around the area, as I just mentioned. I was at the Creekside Bowls game, and Creekside has been interesting. Their upstart, Sean McIntyre, their head coach, he can really coach, doing a great job with the program. They were really not so good for a few years, and now slowly they're climbing back into the fray in St. Johns County and here in Northeast Florida. They took a 7-0 lead. Daniel Plummer to Jack Goodrich, a big play. The first play from scrimmage for Creekside set up a touchdown for Preston Strope. He's got a couple of touchdowns tonight. He has 10 in the last 3 weeks. How about that to start the season for Preston Strope? And then Creekside did a nice job defensively. After giving up 50 points to Bartram Trail in the opener, they shut out First Coast last week, and they didn't even give up a touchdown in the first half. It was actually a defensive touchdown that scored. Creekside doing a nice job against Cade Frew and the Bowls running attack. And now it just went tied up 14-14 as you're getting a look at that one and probably some others here on ESPN 690. We're up until 10 o'clock here with you. Coos, you showing us Trinity Christian and Columbia as they start the second half. Columbia up 14-13, a missed extra point. In that one is the difference as of right now. Marcel Robinson's at that game, and you will see a good amount of that football game right here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. We'll take you all the way up until 10 o'clock. So you get a live look right now at that game, 14-13, Columbia on top, 9 minutes to go and counting. As you can see, Trinity Christian versus Columbia, our Friday Night Blitz Scoreboard Show, Game of the Week, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. Interesting, the last couple of times out, these two teams have met 2 years in a row. Columbia won big, 38-7 last year over Trinity. It was a close game 2 years ago, 31-30. Trinity won by a single point. You're getting a look at some of the action, and we'll have Marcel get a little bit closer to the action right now. He is taking a look at the scoreboard and obviously doing some work and getting ready for the Friday Night Blitz Scoreboard Show. So once that's done, he'll take us a little bit closer to some of the action and follow the action here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. But you get a little bit of a taste of what's going on with the scoreboard as it looks like Columbia is driving early in the second half. As you can see on that scoreboard below, Bartram Trail has gone up in the third quarter, 21-14 over St. Augustine. Kuz, I want to just give you a salute, buddy. Doing a great job. The scoreboard looks good. Everybody can see the updates. Marcel Robinson locked in live with a camera at our Game of the Week, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. That show's never looked better, Kuz. Excellent. Good work. By the way, Columbia, this is their opening game. So it's taken a couple weeks. COVID slowed down their football season. Brian Allen has actually taken a step back because he has a situation at home that COVID could impact his family, and so he doesn't want to be too close to things, especially on game day. So John Woodley has taken over the game day coaching, even though Brian Allen, who's been there for 9 years, done a fantastic job, still is heavily involved in the planning and strategy and everything else. So an interesting situation as you now see the scoreboard change, which means Columbia just scored, and it's a 21-13 lead for Columbia over Trinity. So they're looking good in their debut here in 2020. Trinity now is interesting. They got walloped by Bowles in their season opener a couple weeks ago. Then they had an off week, and now here they come back, and they're in a pretty good game in our Game of the Week, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues, Trinity Christian Columbia. You'll continue to get a look at that. And if you're saying, hey, show me the action, hang tight with us now. Marcel Robinson's out there. He's going to bring you a lot of the action and a closer look at it. We'll follow along with it. But he's also doing some editing for our Friday Night Blitz show as he was doing that at halftime. So he'll jump in with the action, a little closer look here coming up. This is the cool thing we're doing right now. We'll take you to some other games. We have video of other highlights as well, and we'll take you there. This is kind of like the Red Zone channel, if you will, for high school football here in Jacksonville. This is a lot of fun. A lot of folks help putting it together, and we're having a lot of fun as this show continues to grow. Thanks for hanging with us and watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can certainly do that. You can also listen, of course, on all the platforms, ESPN 690, ESPN690.com. If you want to stream it, you can ask Alexa to play ESPN 690. You can get us on so many different platforms like you do 3 to 6. Monday through Friday for Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Fleming Island beating Ridgeview, and we're taking you there right now, courtesy of Fleming Island's Facebook page. So if you're a big fan of Fleming Island, they're showing the game on Facebook tonight. The Golden Eagles with a 20-2 lead. You know, I say this a lot. They got a good win over Fletcher last week, 28-20. Fleming Island, to me, is one of the undertold stories in our area sometimes. They have done a fantastic job with that program, and they are usually very competitive and often playoff bound. And I don't know if they get enough love even from us as much as they should. And here we are again tonight. They are winning 20-2 against Clay County rival Ridgeview. I'm assuming that one is in the third quarter. It's a 7:30 start out there in Clay County at Fleming Island. Look at a tough snap right there. And that's, I think, TJ Kosak, who is the quarterback over there at Fleming Island. So you'll see him do some work. He's a good player. He's committed to play at Navy. And TJ Kosak is the quarterback for Fleming Island. So we're getting a live look in at Fleming and Ridgeview. Take you all around the area as you look at some of the scores scrolling along the bottom line, but I don't want to leave you hanging if you're just listening in your car. So we'll continue to update some of the scores. Some of the big games. Bartram Trail leads St. Augustine 21-14. Oakleaf over University Christian, 31-20. It was tied with Bowles and Creekside, 14-14. Lee beats Mandarin tonight, 25-20. So those are some of the games that we're following and some of the big games here on this Friday night. Let's take a break. Our first one of the show. We'll continue to leave up some of the highlights here on the Blitz Scoreboard show in the break. And when we come back, we'll talk to Stuart Weber. Hopefully we'll have a coach on. We'll continue to take you all around the area. Our expanded Friday night high school football coverage. It begins with the Blitz Scoreboard show. It ends later tonight with the Friday Night Blitz on Fox 30 and CBS 47. Fun night of football, week number 4. Thanks for hanging with us on the Blitz Scoreboard show, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. Hey everyone, this is Brett Martineau from Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 10 different platforms. But if you missed the show today, you missed this. Are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I think they are. I mean, I've been a big Josh Allen supporter.
How about his start?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm not surprised.
I guess Jalen Ramsey wasn't right about him being trash. Subscribe to the podcast and check the show out on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Get the podcast daily. All you have to do is search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A scattered heavy shower or a thunderstorm for some neighborhoods into early this evening, clearing later tonight, dropping into the lower 70s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Hurry! It's the last time you'll get 5 years, 0 interest this year.
It's a busy time right now as the kids head back to school. COVID-19 is still lingering, and flu season is right around the corner. Clean air and home comfort have never been more important. Clean air equals healthier air. Your friends at Bold City Heating and Air offer duct sanitation and air purification, meaning not only will your Bold City Heating and Air be chilly cold, but also free of any microbacteria, or nasty viruses that may try to make your home their home. Never fear what you can't see again. For only $499, a Bold City Heating and Air Sanitation and Purification Package will give you peace of mind knowing your family is breathing fresh, clean air. Let the team at Bold City Heating and Air take care of your air and comfort. Be bold with COVID and flu season and sanitize your ducts for only $499. Simply with a call to Bold City Heating and Air at 904-379-1648. That's 904-379-1648. Or visit boldcityac.com. Bold City Heating and Air. Be bold and stay cold.
Back to school also means back to Friday Night Football. Get to the game in style in a new Honda from Honda of the Avenues. Their incredible summer clearance event is going on now to make room for the new 2021 models. Find great deals and haul the whole team in a new Odyssey, Pilot, or CRV. Plus, Hondas are safe and reliable, just what you and your team need. Don't miss kickoff. Stop by the Honda Giant on Phillips Highway just a few yards south of the Avenues to see all their inventory, or start looking right now at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, your friend Sean Hannity here. Many of you know I was a former general contractor, so I know what to look for when considering a quality roofer. And Big Fish Roofing is the only roofing company I have endorsed in Jacksonville, and the reason's very clear. Big Fish does not require any upfront payment. Plus, they do quality work every single time. Big Fish Roofing is truly the big fish of roofing in Jacksonville. You can find them online right now at Big Fish Roofing, one word, bigfishroofing.com.
If you're usually listening to ESPN 690 in your car, but your boss has you working from home this week, well, take us with you. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jacks. Tell Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy all that sweet listening coverage.
Now, back to the Blitz Scoreboard Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues.
Well, we continue to take you around the area and update you with some of the scores. Week 4 of the high school football season. And Bulls just took the lead, and we're showing it to you on the video platforms. 21-17. It looks like they got an onside kick attempt, too. And did Bulls come away with the onside kick? I'm not sure. We'll find out in just a moment. Creekside has been in control of this game. They've really played well defensively and slowed down the running attack of Bulls. But Bulls has scored 2 defensive touchdowns, one on a fumble return and one on a pick six. And now Creekside just took a field goal lead, and then Bulls answered with a big offensive play. So that was their first huge offensive play, an offensive touchdown, and it just happened moments ago. Action Sports Jack Stuart Weber joins us here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. Oh, we got some dandies tonight, Stuart. You were at a couple of good ones, including the one in St. Johns County. It's Bartram Trail in St. Augustine, now tied at 21. And then you were also at Mandarin and Lee. Lee wins 28-20 or 25-20. There's we're getting conflicting reports, but we know they won the football game.
Yeah, we know they won the football game, and there were 0 points scored in the first half when I was there. That's the funny thing about this business. You see, it can be such a great game, but because we're bouncing around from place to place, it was 0-0 when I left, which is just glorious, let me tell you. But, yeah, no, I mean, Lee's defense was flying around, so was Mandarin. They got some big chunk plays on offense, but then every time either team got to the 20, they would just kind of, bog up, and the defense would bow up on the other side and stop them on fourth down. So, of course, that all happened afterwards. And then, like you said, Bartram Trail and St. Augustine, that's a terrific rivalry game, even though for so long it went the way of St. Augustine. And in so many of those games, it probably shouldn't have because, Bartram Trail had brought a better team to the table, and yet still the Yellow Jackets won 19 in a row to start out that series from the inception of Bartram Trail as a school. So Bartram Trail, of course, has won the last 2, and they're in for a dandy here to finish in that one as well, which I wish I was there for the end of that one instead of getting just one field goal while I was there.
Hey, it's not all about you, Weber. You got to come back and do work sometimes, all right? We got a good football game. We're going to take people there. Hopefully we get to some of the finishes. Bulls and Creekside, 21-17. Is that a little bit surprising? We're showing it right now. I was there earlier. I'm telling you, they bottled up Cade Frew in the running game. They just scored on a Davis Ellis pass and catch or catch. Boree, the quarterback, threw it to him for a huge touchdown to take the lead. But Creekside, I tell you what, even in a loss against Bartram, impressive, and they're impressing me again tonight. Bulls might be the best team in the area.
Yeah, they might be. I do think that a big factor in that is size of school. When you talk about a team like Creekside coming from, the highest classification and being able to bring a roster that, boasts so many kids, and there's so many kids in the school, you have so many to pick from. Obviously, Bowls can pick from any kid in the entire earth, but that's a different story. When you play these higher classification teams, you're certainly going to be in for a battle, no doubt. And like we said, Creekside's been on the up and up, so it might be a surprise, but I did think there were going to be a game opponent for them this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, in your game that you were at, Bartram Trail just took another touchdown lead over St. Augustine, so back and forth they go. Anything else surprising you around the area here tonight?
No, I mean, I kind of expected that. I'm taking a look at the scoreboard, too, right now as I'm talking to you. I had expected that, yes, Trinity and Columbia was going to be a great game. I'm seeing Sandalwood 1-1 over Revolt. That's not surprising because you kind of knew that was going to be a good one. A little surprised that Atlantic Coast would get a win over Terry Parker 21-20. So shout out to the Stingrays for getting that done. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of scores that indicate lots of close games, which is just awesome. That tonight has featured really so many great matchups that is kind of what we want to see. We don't want to see lopsided scores that go, I don't know, like a score of 31-13. We want to see games that are really close all the way to the end and give us great finishes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll see what happens the rest of the night here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, taking everybody up till 10 o'clock. Stuart Weber putting together the Friday Night Blitz for 10:30 on Fox 30. So go get to work, man. Appreciate you jumping in, and we'll see how your games finish up as well as we continue to get a peek at Bowls and Creekside now in the third quarter at Bowls, and Bowls with a 4-point lead. And look at Bartram Trail up by 6 now over St. Augustine. Now, some of these scores that you're seeing, if you're watching the video feeds, I don't know if I always trust the score, but we're going to roll with them. These scores are sent in, and so are they exactly right? They give us a little bit of an idea, but I got to trust them right now, and so many of them are correct, as you see Bowls beating Creekside, and we know that's happening because we're watching that video. We're going to take you back to Trinity and Columbia in just a moment, but let's see this possession for Creekside. Actually, they are punting it away. So, Kuz, if you want to send everybody over to Trinity and Columbia, our game of the week, brought to you by Honda the Avenues. Marcel Robinson is there, and we'll get an update on what's going on there, as it was 21-13 at last check. Columbia took the lead. This is their opening game, and they were up by 1 at halftime, came out in the third quarter, marched down the field and scored to make it an 8-point lead at Trinity Christian. We just got this score in. Providence loses in overtime, 34-28 out in Tallahassee. Looked like a heck of a football game, and I think that might surprise some folks. Good performance by Providence in a loss, but they come up empty on the road in Tallahassee. Long drive back. 34-28 was the final of that one in Tallahassee. As you get a look now at this football game, Columbia and Trinity, our game of the week. This one's at Trinity, and Marcel Robinson is there and bringing us some of the live action. 21-13, I believe, is still the score right now with Columbia in the lead. It's a lot of fun. Take people all over the place. Kuz is doing a good job. Atlantic Coast, as you can see, beat Terry Parker 21-20. Parker, I was out there watching them last week, and they were fantastic. Now they fall by a point in a good game against Atlantic Coast. Stewart just mentioned Sandalwood won by a point over Rebalts. We've got some really good football games out there on this Friday night. Look at the Reigns Vikings coming up big and looking good on a win over Orange Park. You know, I wanted to share one of the young players from Reigns High School, what he did last week, and probably had a pretty good game again. But Carlton Butler last week had 270 yards and a touchdown. That's passing. He also had 6 rushes, 110 yards, and he also had 2 interceptions. Some of these guys doing a little bit of everything for their football team, and Reigns was able to beat Orange Park in a big way here tonight. Get a look at Trinity Christian's sideline as Marcel Robinson is there trying to get in position for this next drive for Trinity Christian coming up. I think they had to punt it away over to Trinity. Ja'Cory Jordan, the quarterback for Trinity Christian. And we'll see if they can go to work and cut into a deficit as they trail Columbia in our Game of the Week here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. Also want to let you know, speaking of Honda of the Avenues, they also bring us our Athlete of the Week. And a big shout out to Bryce Tompkins from Baldwin High School as he wins our Athlete of the Week in week number 2. Just slightly over Walter Simmons. We almost had 5,000 votes on ESPN690.com for our Athlete of the Week. Reinhardt Harrison, a cross-country runner from Nice, also one of the nominees as we nominate 3 different athletes. Doesn't have to be a football player, but in this case, it was Walter Simmons from Oakleaf. Got a lot of votes. Bryce Tompkins from Baldwin, and Baldwin's off to a 3-0 start after they beat Episcopal tonight, and it was actually a battle in Baldwin between our first 2 athletes of the week. Tucker Tomberlin, the quarterback for Episcopal, won it last week. Bryce Tompkins wins it this week. So congratulations to Bryce Tompkins as he is able to win our Athlete of the Week. And thanks for voting. A lot of the folks out in Baldwin getting excited and rallying around Bryce Tompkins. So that was a lot of fun. Speaking of Bryce, I asked the Baldwin folks for a little more background on him. He's a team captain this year, 3.4 GPA. Second team All-State last year. Led the Gateway Conference in passing yards last year. And so far this season, averaging 222 yards a game. And he has 4 passing touchdowns. Probably added to that tonight in a win over Episcopal. So congratulations to Bryce Tompkins from Baldwin High School. The Baldwin Indian is our ESPN 690 Athlete of the Week for this week, presented by Honda of the Avenues. Once again, thanks to everybody for voting, and we will send up our other nominations for next week coming out on Monday morning, and you can start voting. Voting closes late on Friday afternoon, and we announce the winner right here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Hey, let's take a break, and we'll continue to show some of the highlights in the commercial breaks as well as we take you to Bowles and Creekside. That's a big game. Also, Trinity and Columbia, that's a big game. We're keeping an eye on those two. We'll also give you more scores as they continue to come in. Most recently, Providence loses in overtime 34-28. Bartram Trail up on St. Augustine by 6 points. Rains wins big over Orange Park, and so many more scores scrolling along the bottom of the screen if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Thanks for hanging with us. It's a lot of fun. Olivia Tassley up here trying to get coaches to call in. I think we might have O.J. Small coming on soon from Lee after their big win over Mandarin tonight. And thanks to Coos and everybody else for helping us out. We got a half hour to go. We'll take you up until 10 o'clock and give you some of the finishes from around the area. Stay with us here on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690, the home of the Florida State Seminoles in Jacksonville.
Duke goes down to defeat Florida State 79. Duke 74.
Basket lays. Oh, it drops. It drops with 1.8 seconds to go.
Here's the snap. Winston rolling right close to pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught.
You'll hear Knowles football and men's basketball right here on ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio and the Florida State Seminoles.
The team at CGC Water is throwing a party, and you're invited. What's better than that? 50 years ago, Connecticut innovated water treatment with their non-electric twin tank softeners, and they're celebrating with you. Join them Saturday, September 26th. That's this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Celebrate with huge savings on salt and get 50% off Connecticut filters, plus great specials all day long on complete Connecticut systems. The team will be available to answer any questions and welcome you to the Connecticut family. Safety guidelines will be adhered to ensure all attendees enjoy the day in a safe, healthy environment. Visit 2181 St. John's Bluff Road South right here in Jacksonville, Saturday, September 26th. That's this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. and celebrate 50 years of providing their customers with safe, clean, purified drinking water. If you are not filtering your water, you are the filter. Call 904-552-1242. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. We'll see you Saturday.
Back to school also means back to Friday night football. Get to the game in style in a new Honda from Honda of the Avenues. Their incredible summer clearance event is going on now to make room for the new 2021 models. Find great deals and haul the whole team in a new Odyssey, Pilot, or CRV. Plus, Hondas are safe and reliable, just what you and your team need. Don't miss kickoff. Stop by the Honda Giant on Phillips Highway just a few yards south of the Avenues to see all their inventory, or start looking right now at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Donato's Pizza is proud to support the Florida State Seminoles. When it comes to pizza for game time, we can suit any taste. From 100 pepperonis on a large loaded edge-to-edge on smoked provolone and Romano, to our delicious and healthy cauliflower crust tomato bruschetta with plant-based sausage, to mariachi chicken, to the founder's favorite, and more. We offer a convenient pickup window or prompt delivery. Just give Donato's a try. That's all we ask. Order at 904donatos.com or call 904 Donatos on your phone.
Football season is back. Almost. As we, the fans, anticipate the new season, Tailgaters Parking invites you to come experience the best tailgating at TIAA Bank Field. Tailgaters Parkers know that if you've never experienced Tailgaters Parking, you've never experienced tailgating at all. Tailgaters is on Talleyrand Avenue, right across from TIAA Bank Field. It's safe and secure with clean, permanent restrooms and a full-service bar and grill. Reserve your individual or group spaces now at tailgatorsparking.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Now, back to the Blitz Scoreboard Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues.
Hey, welcome back. Here you're getting a look at our game of the week brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. That is Trinity Christian and Columbia. You can see all the scores on the bottom line right there. Kuz has done an excellent job setting this up. If you really love high school football, you want the latest. You've got scores. We've got action. Creekside has just taken the lead over Bowles, and they're kicking off 24-21. So Creekside on the road with a 3-point lead here on this Friday night. That's a heck of a football game. Last check, it was Columbia winning. They were beating Trinity in their season opener. Yeah, it's taken until week 4 of the high school football season for Columbia to play a football game, and they're playing a good one against Trinity Christian. That's our game of the week brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. We'll continue to take you back there as Marcel Robinson is at that one. There's a lot of game left. There's a good amount of game left here as well as you're watching Bowles and Creekside. This one at Bowles, and Creekside leads by 3 points. If you're watching on the video feeds, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, we hope you are, because you can see some of the action. You also can get a look at a lot of the scores. Brent Martineau here, Kuz along, Olivia's helping out, trying to get some coaches on. Stuart Weber down the TV side, and he's putting video up as well, and we'll have some of that on the Friday Night Blitz. Marcel Robinson and several other cameras out all across the area, and we were at some games as well. Impressive win for Westside over Ed White. Just a reminder or an update that Bishop Kenny score, says 31-21. I guess the final was 30-21. But they did win the football game, so Bishop Kenny gets a W here on a Friday night. Fletcher bounces back after a 28-20 loss to Fleming Island. They get the win, 13-0. And as you see, Rains is won big out at Orange Park, and Fernandina Beach looking good here on a Friday night. They win 34-0, and they've looked pretty impressive so far early in this season. We continue to give you some updates, some scores from around the area. Mandarin and Lee was a good game. Lee ended up getting it done, and they won 28-20 over Mandarin. So a couple of tough losses in a row now for the Mustangs. They lost to Bartram Trail last week. How about Sandalwood beats Ribault 27-26, and Sandalwood now 2-0. They have some of the top players in the area. Brandon Jennings, Florida State commit. His dad played at FSU, by the way. You can listen to the FSU game versus Miami tomorrow right here on ESPN 690, where you're home for the Seminoles in football and basketball. See if the Florida State Seminoles can bounce back as they play rival Miami. Tomorrow night coverage begins at 5:30 right here on ESPN 690. They have Langston Hardy on their team. Kevin Hardy, of course, former Jag. Langston's committed to UConn, and they also play that dual quarterback scenario where I was there last week and watching both play, and both played well, Ty McNeil and Chris Calhoun. So we'll see if they continue to do that and continue to win, because they won 35-0 over Nice last week, and they win by a point here tonight. Columbia and Trinity Christian, our game of the week, brought to you by Honda the Avenues. We'll continue to update you on that. Columbia won that game. Is winning that game in the second half. And right now we have Coach O.J. Small from Lee High School as the Generals get the win, and this time not in the backyard. Instead, they go to Mandarin and get the W. Coach, a little discrepancy on the final score. Was it 28-20, 25-20? Congrats on the win either way.
25-20. I'm gonna say it. 25-20. I appreciate it.
Okay. How do you? I mean, you got a couple good games in a row now. Last week it was a close one, and now this one you go on the road and get the W against a team like Mandarin, who has a really good defense. How did you get it done tonight?
Effort, man. Both sides. It was 0-0 in the halftime. The defense was playing great ball. I say we made plays when it's time to make plays. You say the defense kept them in bad positions. Offense ended up putting some points on the board. Then later on, I think some fatigue kicked in, and they ended up getting on the board. So we just had to finish the game, So, but the guys they pushed through it, and we got the win.
O.J. Small with us here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show on ESPN 690. Lee now 2-0. How have your guys, obviously off to a 2-0 start and two pretty tight wins, but how have they handled this entire situation? The wacky offseason, the delayed start to the football season? You've been pretty impressed with your players?
I definitely like where we're at. Mentally, I like where we're at. We still have a lot of rust to get off for sure. I would say we got to clean up some of with the discipline with all these flags that we're getting. But that comes from, like you say, not having a spring, not having a summer, not being able to, get as many reps and get that experience that we need. But at the same time, like I say, just attitude-wise, they're coming in, they're putting it together just as a unity-wise, and they're pushing each other, So we were able to bend but not break. And we were able to beat some good teams start off already, beating Rebound and beating Mandarin. So looking forward to just keep it going.
So many good teams in Duval County, but it feels like when I was taking some notes on this game, I was like, this is two of Duval's best. Did it kind of feel like that tonight? I mean, Lee and Mandarin, obviously, they won state championship a couple years ago. Bobby Ramsey's doing a great job. Big school. And what you've been able to do with your program has been fantastic the last handful of years and more. Did you get the feeling there was an intensity about this game?
Yes, definitely. The kids are looking forward to it. They got some good players over there. We know what Coach Ramsey has been doing over there since he's been there for the last couple of years, and they're going to play hard each time we line up. And I expect my guys to play even harder. So it's going to always be a good rival, good competition game. And it just, at the end of the day, we hope that football guys will be on our side.
O.J. Small with us here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, the Blitz Scoreboard Show. And Lee gets the win on the road, 25-20 over Mandarin. You got Middleburg coming up next week, and then Columbia after that. Boy, we've seen some good ones with you in Columbia.
Yes, definitely. So we got Middleburg next week. Got to go 1 week at a time. Got to make sure we're on the road again as well. So we got to go out there, hopefully able to take care of business. We have a week off, then we'll come back and go out to Columbia. So, yes, we definitely have some good games in the past. And from what I'm hearing, they're playing Trinity pretty tight right now. So I'm sure they're going to come playing ready to play us hard like we do every year. So we got to make sure we're prepared. It's not necessarily what, any other team does. It's about what we're doing, and we got to make sure we're executing and fine-tuning on our end.
One last question for you, Coach. Give us an update on, and let me know, is it Jaheim or Jaheim? We're going over that.
Jaheim Singletary.
So. Okay, Jaheim Singletary, one of the top recruits in the country, by the way. I just want to make sure I get his name right, and this is a great way to clarify that with the coach, so appreciate it. But he's a five-star guy. He's got all sorts of schools on his list, right? LSU and Clemson and Georgia and Florida and Florida State and Oklahoma and all the rest of them. Give us an idea how talented he is, because, when a guy has a ball in his hands, quarterback, running back, even a receiver, it's a little bit easier. They make the highlights all the time on the Friday Night Blitz, but at the corner position, they don't even get tested sometimes. Give us a little insight on Jaheim.
Yes, definitely. Has all the God-given talent in the world. I would say very athletic. And he's starting to develop that attitude that goes along with being a 5-star recruit as well. So you definitely got to stay humble. You got to stay hungry. And he's been working hard. He's got to prove something this year. And I can see a difference in his mentality. And I like the direction he's headed. We're expecting big things out of him. If he's a 5-star, he got to show that right there in practice every day. He got to do it in the classroom as well as on the field. So it's about being successful in everything he does.
Well, it's good to have a guy with that kind of talent. Good luck to him. Good luck to you guys. Middleburg next week, Columbia, then Trinity Christian right after that. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch you guys on Friday nights. O.J. Small, appreciate you jumping in. Congrats on the win.
I appreciate it.
That's O.J. Small, Lee Generals, head football coach. Jaheim Singletary, keep an eye on him. That's a 2022 5-star guy at the corner position. O.J. Small has done such a good job. It's some of the coaching jobs in this area. I was talking to start the show. Creekside Bowls is a game we're keeping an eye on, and the job that Sean McIntyre has done at Creekside. Heck, the job Matt Toblin has done at Bowls. I mean, after year one, he goes to the state championship game. So there's so much good coaching in the area, and I'm not giving credit to enough of them around the area, but you really see it. You see what Sharon Dorsey has done with Parker. You see those things. See what Coach Foy's doing with Jackson. Right now, speaking of Parker, good timing there, Coos. Parker, Atlantic Coast. Are these highlights from Olivia? Olivia looking good. Olivia just picking up the camera the last couple of weeks. Those highlights are pretty good. Terry Parker, big win last week over Bishop Kenny. They routed him tonight against Atlantic Coast, and you're watching Terry Parker play some D. They also had the touchdown, but Atlantic Coast won this game. 21-20 was the final, a 1-point win for the Stingrays, and we obviously, when we were there, had a good amount of Parker highlights, and that's what happens sometimes. But Atlantic Coast able to win this football game. That's a really nice win for the Stingrays. But keep an eye on Parker. Really like their football team and what they're doing. And, again, tip of the cap to Sharon Dorsey. They've got some super players over there, some really good athletes. They're tough, and they're going to give everybody a handful all season long. They do fall tonight, though, 21-20 to a game Atlantic Coast Stingrays football team. Hey, Kuz, let's take a break. When we come back, how about a little Bowls and Creekside update? We'll update you on Bartram Trail, St. Augustine. We update you on our Game of the Week, brought to you by Honda the Avenues. That's Columbia Trinity Christian. And maybe we hear from a coach or two before we go at the top of the show. We've got about 15 minutes left. This show goes fast. I mean, we could stay with you all night long. We've got some good games out there. But you continue to watch the games and highlights. You continue to see the scores. And we'll be back on ESPN 690.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane of Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. If you didn't catch today's episode, I'm not mad at you, not even disappointed, but check out what you missed.
I got lambasted on social media for a small, mild bit of criticism of Gardner Minshew.
Careful, because you've been in that guy's house, so be careful.
I get crushed when I say too many positive things, moral victories, and I criticize the QB a little bit because that's what I saw.
Check out our podcast on all platforms. Just search ESPN 690. Subscribe to our podcast. Thanks.
Donato's Pizza is proud to support the Florida State Seminoles. When it comes to pizza for game time, we can suit any taste. From 100 pepperonis on a large loaded edge-to-edge on smoked provolone and Romano, to our delicious and healthy cauliflower crust tomato bruschetta with plant-based sausage, to mariachi chicken, to the founder's favorite, and more. We offer a convenient pickup window or prompt delivery. Just give Donato's a try. That's all we ask. Order at 904donatos.com or call 904-DONATOS on your phone.
It's a busy time right now as the kids head back to school. COVID-19 is still lingering, and flu season is right around the corner. Clean air and home comfort have never been more important. Clean air equals healthier air. Your friends at Bold City Heating and Air offer duct sanitation and air purification, meaning not only will your Bold City Heating and Air be chilly cold, but also free of any microbacteria or nasty viruses that may try to make your home their home. Never fear what you can't see again. For only $499, a Bold City Heating and Air sanitation and purification package will give you peace of mind knowing your family is breathing fresh, clean air. Let the team at Bold City Heating and Air take care of your air and comfort. Be bold with COVID and flu season and sanitize your ducts for only $499. Simply with a call to Bold City Heating and Air at 904-379-1648. That's 904-379-1648. Or visit boldcityac.com. Bold City Heating and Air. Be bold and stay cold.
Are you ready for a new ride? Then your wait is over. It's the Today's the Day sales event, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Today's the day for you to drive away from Arlington one really happy customer in your brand new Toyota. That's because you'll get 0% for 60 months on all new 2020 Camrys, Corollas, and RAV4s. 0%. How about getting a new Toyota Plus, no payments for 90 days? Today's the day because that's exactly what you'll get at Arlington. And did I mention 2 years of free maintenance? Yes. Today's the day you get your new Toyota at Arlington plus 2 years of free maintenance. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Today is most definitely the day to get the Toyota you really want at Arlington Toyota, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com. Today is the day for full details.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home or just steering clear of coworkers, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home to play ESPN 690.
Now, back to the Blitz Scoreboard Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues.
Hey, welcome back. You are watching on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch feeds, the Blitz Scoreboard Show. And we just got a touchdown from Trinity Christian. They're going for two in our Game of the Week. Our Blitz Scoreboard Show Game of the Week brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. Trinity Christian going for two to tie the game up in the second half against Columbia. And it will be a tie football game. It looks like, yes, it is. Oh, they just got in there. Offensive linemen are excited about that. Trayon Webb scored from a couple yards out. They just add a 2-point conversion. And how about our Honda of the Avenues Game of the Week? It'll also be our Game of the Week on the Friday Night Blitz on TV on Fox 30 in just a bit. We're all tied up with 8 minutes to go in the football game. What a dandy. And we get to show you a little bit of the finish. How cool is that? Here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, Marcel Robinson bringing that one to us. We will continue to show you some of the scores, including Creekside and Bowles and how that one might finish up. Bartram Trail took a 2-score lead over St. Augustine, trying to beat St. Augustine for the third time in a row after losing the first 19 in a row to St. Augustine. So they have certainly flipped the script down in St. Johns County. In fact, Bartram Trail has won 15 regular season games in a row. We're going to get Adam Geis here on the phone. Coos, if you can, when you get a chance, while we're talking to Coach Geis, maybe we can give folks a Creekside Bowles look and see how that one's going, because that one's in the fourth quarter and it's a pretty tight game. We bring in Adam Geis. Speaking of tight games, Sandalwood head coach, a 1-point win on the road at Ribault tonight. Coach, wasn't there to see the finish. Sounded pretty fun.
I'll tell you what, we jumped out on them, man. They reeled us back in and went 20 unanswered on us, and they had us on the ropes, man. They just we had a big play, a big sack, fumbled, and we scored a touchdown to tie it up. So it was a really good game, man. Ribault, I'll tell you what, man. We play them every year. Every year, man. It is just a slugfest, man. It is a ball game.
Well, it was a ball game again. 27-26 is the final we got, but Sandalwood now 2-0. You win rather easily a week ago against Nice, but then 27-26 in a tight game. Shows you a little bit about your football team when you can hang on and win a tight one, doesn't it?
It does, and you know what? Like I said, you play Ribault, man. I mean, they got 11 guys out there on both sides of the ball, man. They play to the finish, man. They have a new coach over there, man. He's doing an awesome job. Very clean game tonight. There weren't very many penalties. It was a good game. But either team could have won that game easily.
What a schedule you guys have ahead. I don't know much about Clearwater Academy International, but Rains and Trinity Catholic and Mandarin and Bartram Trail to Spruce Creek. I mean, oh, boy. Well, you got 2 under your belt, Coach, but it doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Clearwater is very similar. They're not an IMG, but that's the basis of their program. They bring kids in internationally. They house them. So somebody told me the other day they have 11 or 12 kids already committed to Power 5 schools. But hey, you know what, man? We're going to go. We're playing football, man. So it's just our kids need film to get into school. And like I said, man, when you play teams like that, everybody watches. So we're going to go beat them, man. It's, I've seen them on film, man. They're beatable.
Well, good luck next week. Adam, guys, thanks for joining us. Second week in a row here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Congrats on 2-0, and good luck next week and the rest of the way.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. See you.
All right, Adam Geis on ESPN 690 here as we continue to show you one of the games of the week. That's Bowles and Creekside. Creekside on the road up late. Now, keep in mind, St. Augustine was up on Bowles last week before Bowles scored, I think it was 17 unanswered, maybe it was 20 unanswered, to win the game 40-23. I was doing some quick math in my head, but having some fun with it. And Bowles was able to beat St. Augustine late in the fourth. Well, this one's getting late here at Bowles and Creekside with a 3-point advantage. If you're seeing the bottom line of scores here and you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, well, you can see that Oakleaf looks like they'll beat University Christian up by 17. Bartram Trail up by 2 touchdowns over St. Augustine. Ponte Vedra gives up its first points of the year, but looks like they'll get the win 30-10. Impressive 3-0 start for Ponte Vedra. Our game of the week brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. We just showed you Trinity Christian tying the game up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That one has under 8 minutes to go. They're all tied up at 21, Columbia and Trinity Christian. Fleming Island beating Ridgeview 26-10. It's a good one in Camden County, 24-21. Johnny, give us that scoreboard. He's up there in Southeast Georgia and keeping an eye on that game in the stands. And as you can see, it's a 3-point game, a good one after Camden County came down to Rains and won. Hey, up top to Davis Ellis right there for Bowles, and it falls incomplete, I believe, on 3rd and 16. It looks like they might have thrown a flag for pass interference. Hard to tell for sure, but we'll see what happens as we take it to the end of the Bowles Creekside game. And Bowles now looks like they'll be set up after a 3rd and 16 play, if that scoreboard is correct. Davis Ellis went up for it, but was interfered with, according to the officials, it looks like. And so now Bowles has a chance to either tie the game up or take the lead late once again in that football game. We're going to take you here until another 4 or 5 minutes. I know we're working to get Coach DeBose on after a win, so keep your ears open for that, Coos. He may jump in for just a minute or two, but I love where we're at right now. We're going to take everybody to the end of these games. Creekside and Bowles, 3-point game. Trinity Christian, Columbia, all tied up. We won't get to the end of the game here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show at the Trinity game, but we'll take you to the end of that one, and Marcel Robinson will have reaction on the Friday Night Blitz at 10:30. I might be a bit delayed, but this is a long meeting between officials in the Creekside Bowles game. They haven't called interference yet, I don't think, and they just did, okay, at least on my screen. So that will give Bowles a first down, I would think. Although high school rules, I have to refresh my memory. So it's not an automatic first down all the time in high school football, I believe. It might just be a 15-yard penalty or a 10-yard penalty. I have to remember as they walk this one off. But it's not automatic, spot of the foul, all that stuff. I don't even think it's like college where it's an automatic first down. So with 3rd and 16, if that's correct, it might not be an automatic first down for Bowles. It's a lot of fun. Koo's doing a great job with all the scores at the bottom of the screen. We'll update you on any of the scores that will go final on the Friday Night Blitz at 10:30. On Fox 30. So, yeah, see, it's not an automatic first down. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 for Bowles, and you can bet they'll probably run the football behind that offensive line, although Creekside tonight has done a good job. I was at the Creekside Bowles game, and Bowles has scored 2 defensive touchdowns. They've only scored 1 offensive touchdown against Creekside here tonight. So Creekside doing an admirable job against that powerful running game of Bowles. It looks like they picked up the first down, and this could be a fun one to watch right until the Hey, Coos, if we get a chance, we've got about 2 minutes to go. Let's get a quick peek back in at Trinity Columbia, and then maybe we'll bounce back to this Creekside Bowles game in the matter of 2 minutes, if we can. 21-21 was the score. Columbia was getting the football late in the game after Trinity had tied it up. And Marcel Robinson switching in, so bear with us as he it looks like there's a little bit of a stoppage in play. All right, Kuz, what the heck? Stoppage in play. Let's bounce back to the Bulls Creekside game. Thank you very much. As Bulls looks to go ahead with a potential game-winning score late in that one. We'll keep you updated on Trinity Christian Columbia, but obviously we're in probably a water break in the fourth quarter. There's probably a handful of minutes or so left in that one, tied at 21. Meanwhile, Bulls and Creekside is the game to keep an eye on here. Late in the fourth quarter, Bulls driving. And, of course, because I wanted to go back to that, they, too, were in a timeout. Some big games tonight we'll keep our eye on, and you can see some of the scores. Bartram Trail has pulled ahead by a couple of scores over St. Augustine. They try to win 3 in a row in that series. Lee beats Mandarin. We just had Coach O.J. Small on, and they win that game 25-20. Hey, look at the Nice-Yulee score, 39-34. That looks like a fun one down there in St. Johns County. Ponte Vedra looking good tonight, 30-10 so far as that one gets pretty late, and the Sharks will win once again and go to 3-0. And then, of course, our game of the week, Trinity Christian Columbia, brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. We have a camera there. We'll have reaction on the Friday Night Blitz, but it's tied at 21 late. And then, of course, the final one that we're keeping a close eye on, at least, late in the game, is Creekside Bulls. Bulls now driving with the football, and that's what you're watching. As I think that's probably Caden Fordham that just took like the Wildcat, and they are inside the 20, inside the red zone now. We say that again, Kuz? Oh, Trinity's back up at it? Okay, good. We'll keep an eye on Trinity real quick. We'll get a peek because we got to go in about a minute. Thanks to Kuz, thanks to Olivia, Stuart Weber, Marcel Robinson. This is a lot of fun being able to bring you some of these games and put the video element in it along with all the scores. If you love high school football, we appreciate O.J. Small coming on, Adam Geis coming on. And this just begins our high school football coverage for the night because coming up at 10:30 on Fox 30, it's the Friday Night Blitz. Kuz, did I miss something there? Did Trinity get an interception or score? They look pretty happy on that sideline as Marcel Robinson makes his way down. So we'll figure it out. 21-21 the score. We'll have the final highlights and reaction of our game of the week brought to you by Honda of the Avenues coming up on the Friday Night Blitz, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:20 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on TV in about 30 minutes.
The team at CGC Water are throwing a party, and you're invited. 50 years ago, Connecticut innovated water treatment with their non-electric twin tank softeners, and we're celebrating with you. Join us Saturday, September 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Celebrate with huge savings on salt and get 50% off Connecticut filters. Plus, great specials all day long on complete Connecticut systems. There will be hourly drawings for great prizes and music. The team will be available to answer any questions and welcome you to the Connecticut family. Safety guidelines will be adhered to ensure all attendees enjoy the day in a safe, healthy environment. Visit 2181 St. John's Bluff Road South in Jacksonville, Saturday, September 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and celebrate 50 years of providing our customers with safe, clean, purified drinking water. If you're not filtering your water,